Hello and welcome to Stir Crazy Arts Classes of Gerald Savine, lesson number 22. We're going back to project 6, finishing off the still life of the apples. Again, just a quick look at how they are here. We were looking at these ones. Remember, we've got this yellow here, and we've got the alizarin crimson and purple lake we'll be using to give the darkness of colours. There's a bit of green in there, a bit of green here and here as well. So, and also got this one to do here, which is a bit more lighter. So now you'll notice that we left this one here. Now that has time to dry off. If you're careful and patient, if you just damp, don't have too much water on your brush, but if you damp the colour, it will eventually start what I call coming back to life. But you must be patient. Sometimes, if it's been dry for, say, a week even, sometimes you can still just gently work the colour and get it going and bring it back to life. So now I'm going to, again, not too much, I'm going to the alizarin crimson here. There's a bit of a fresher one there, I squeezed in earlier. Again, the more careful you are with how much water you put on, you get, in a way, I know you can paint with watercolour, what they call wet in wet, where you have the whole thing sort of flowing around all the time. Here, we're being a bit more controlled. Just building the colour up till we get that nice sort of richness. Again, we're bringing the paintbrush strokes around, coming down, and again we just try and get as near as we can to the original fruit that we're looking at. Again, it won't be perfect, or it won't be exactly the same, should I say, rather than it won't be perfect. Again, we're just building the colour up. Do this quite quickly. Again, we've only got, want to get it finished today on this session, so I'm just going to do that. I want a bit more colour into there, so again here I'm going to come round, but again the light is coming from the left, coming from the left, so this is a bit lighter, so I'm just going to wash the brush out a bit, dampen it off, and then I'm going to pull the colour round, just to allow a bit of highlighting to come on from the light from the window. Again, I'm just working the colour around. And again here, we bring a bit more colour into that. Again, can you see I've picked up the colour from over there. And again, I'll just quickly, as quick as I can, get some colour into that, because we've got three more to do. Got a horrible feeling that we're going to run out of time again, but there, I'm going to bring in a bit of purple lake now, just to darken it down under here. Need to bring it back more to life. It's quite dry, and but again, don't waste your paint. If you've got it in your palette and it's a bit of a blob of paint, then you can still use that. You need to, what I call, wake it up, get it going again. But again, it's a wise thing to clean your palettes out after you've done a whole project. Don't leave it in. Some people like to have their colours left in, but again, there we go. I'm not going to do any more to that, I don't think now. Just a little bit of a tickle, I think. And I've dried the brush. It's damp, but not wet. So I can just gently do that. Can you see how it's just beginning to work? It just softens the colour down. So we don't get, trying to avoid hard lines, because these are natural things. And again, what I can do here is I can just take out a bit of the colour here. See, one of the things about watercolour paint is you can take, it's quite easy to take the colour out, and just gives a bit of highlighting. Again, here we just separated a bit from the fruit at the back there. Now, this is quite dark, so I'm going to go in quite quickly with this one. Again here I'm going to take the brush strokes this way. I'm going to have to, because of time, I'm going to not be able to do quite as much detail in this one as I would not like to do. Against the limitations that we've got. Again, we can be quite rich here, and again I'm coming in. I can see the colours coming in like that. A bit of colour there, so again here it's coming out. Can you sort of, you can see that? You've got your own fruit there, you might see how it's working. Now the colour's getting a bit thin there on the brush, so I'm going to whip in now a bit more strength of colour. Work it around as quickly as I can. More pigments on the brush. I'm afraid that's a thing we get hearing a lot in the art classes. Trying to get them to strengthen up their colours. And I'm afraid when you say that, it brings a little bit of amusement around the class. Okay, just need to be a bit careful bringing it around there. Now I'm going to, again here, from this point here onwards, the colours are coming around that way. Again, this is quite bold here, but then we're going to soften that down as we work the colour in. Again, it still leaves the feeling of how the shaping of the fruit is. Just softening that edge down there so we don't end up with. I'm going to wash the brush out, just get rid of much of the colour, and now I'm just going to pull the colour around. You noticed before, I don't remember from before, we put a bit of yellow in the middle there, perhaps a bit slightly green as well. So again, I'm with the tip of the brush, just pulling it round. And I have to work quite quickly because the time is going by. So it's amazing how quickly the time goes. You might have to land up doing these ones yourself. A bit careful here, don't spoil the effect. Now I'm going to pick up some of the purple lake on the end of the brush because it's quite dark under here. So again, it's got a bit thin in colour. I should have perhaps squeezed out some fresh, just work the paint a bit. And then just pull it down. So I'm using the colours we got to give a feeling of shadow. I have to really work the purple lake. Get it waking up. Come on. Squidging it around on the brush onto there. Again here we've got this quite dark through here. So again here we can do that. And again just bringing some of that dark here as well. Just give a bit more character. There's a bit sort of the patterning of the fruit itself is quite interesting, and it helps you get the shaping right as well. So these are, but again, you've got more time. Hopefully you'll be able to work out if you can see look at the picture. If you've downloaded it onto your desktop, you can stop the videoing and just look at the original, see where the colour is. Now we've only got about 5 minutes left, so I'm going to. I'm almost going to have to abandon some of this. Now I'm leaving a bit of highlight in there. Can you go just by softening that down? It's not as subtle as I would like it to be, I'm afraid. But there we go. Whilst I'm here, we're just going to bang a bit of green into that centre part here. It's quite dark, but it's coming out, green colour coming out from there. And what I should do is I think I'll put a little bit of blue with the green, just to darken that down, because it goes in here. Can you see it's quite dark in there? So we can do a hint of that. Whilst I'm at it, I'm going to put a bit of colour on the stalk that's there, and also the one at the back. Put a bit of a stalk there, so you can just sort of see. You can see the stalk at the back. There's a bit of green in there while I've got the green on the thing. Now then, we're really running out of time, I'm afraid.
4.5.
I'm going to go again, picking up again as much of the red as possible, alizarin crimson, and I'm going to come round here, coming right the way round. Like that. Again, it's gone a bit thin. When you've got a richness of colour, you really need a lot of pigment on your brush. So you need one advantage of the tubes of colour, as opposed to working from the pans that some of you might have, is you can usually get a nice amount of pigment on your brush. Now I'm being very, very naughty and just really going very quickly now. Just to give I'm going round like that. Under normal circumstances, one would then spend time just strengthening up the colour and working the colour. But I think we get some colour on now. You can see it's really quite thin there. And there's the colours, as you might be able to see from the original. There's quite rich colouring in this fruit. Now there you see how it's. When I plonk on some neat pigment, see how much richer it becomes. And as you might have heard, we're just about to run out of time. And I'm going to have to leave it to that when we've done this, because we've got some interesting things in the next lesson to do. We won't be painting, we'll be doing a bit of teaching about things and a bit of drawing as well. So, and for the next lesson, we'll be using your pencils and some paper. Again, if you haven't got any art drawing paper, then if you've got some lining paper stashed away somewhere. Now, unfortunately, I'm afraid we're just coming to the end of this, and you'll have to look at this one yourself. All right, and again, this needs working up more. So that's it now for this painting. I might finish it off myself and show you at a later date what we've finished with it, as we've occasionally done before. So I won't rush it anymore. It's amazing how quickly time goes. Okay, well, thank you.